you there?
Yes, I am.
How can I help you?
Okay, so as you can imagine, all your social media posts and it went on the news has gotten a lot of attention about you opening your salon tomorrow, regardless of what everybody says, right? So I have been assigned, let me count how many cases. Several complaints have been filed against you. Some are anonymous and some of the complainants have left their information. So as of right now, obviously, it's not a violation. You know, they opened the complaints in anticipation of you opening tomorrow. I just wanted to give you a heads up and a warning in case you wanted to change your mind. So these could get closed if you didn't open. But if you open, all these cases are going to go forward. And, you know, that could affect your licensing. You could be fined. They could revoke your license. And I'd hate that to happen because on a personal note, not professional, it's not like I have inside information. I know I'm a state employee, but I have a feeling we're about to turn a corner with this thing and everybody's going to be allowed to open back up. And I'd hate you to do it just a day or two early and then, you know, get all those consequences just for a day or two.
Right. So you're saying that TDLR will try to shut me down or give me a fine?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I have been assigned the cases that have been filed against you. We have several complaints.
Correct.
That have been filed against you. Typically, when in the history of any complaint that I've investigated and you know, in doing this job, if someone's in violation and the complaints that I've investigated, you know, prosecution can impose a fine, they can impose a warning, they can revoke a license, they can suspend a license. I mean, there's lots of things that can happen. I'm just letting you know ahead of time that this has happened, which isn't atypical for us or all investigators. They would just wait, but I just hate to see that happen, like I said, because on a personal note, I think it's about to turn a corner and things may be opening up. And so I was just calling to let you know these things are pending. And, I mean, you know...
I still don't... I don't understand. I'm just trying to make it clear. Tomorrow, if I open up, you're showing up? Or what? I don't understand what you're warning me about.
Okay, well, I don't know how to explain it more clear. I'm sorry you don't understand.
Who's going to find me? Are you saying that TDLR is if I open, or Dallas, or I just don't understand who I should speak to tomorrow when I open. Is it you?
Yes, for me, for the state, for your license. We're separate than what the city's penalties are going to be. I don't know what they do.
Okay, so with my license, if I'm following all of TDLR and all of those requirements, I can still get fined.
I don't know what our prosecutors are doing in these cases. I know we're getting a lot of them and we're investigating them. And as the investigator, my job is to find out if the person is opening against their COVID-19 restrictions. And then if I find evidence that they are, I give it to the prosecutors. They're the ones that ultimately make the decision if TDLR is going to take action or allow the locals themselves do it.
Okay.
I don't know what the penalty is. This is new to everybody, right? This whole pandemic. So this is our first time, obviously, having these types of cases. And I haven't seen the outcome of what our prosecutors are doing, but they're opening the cases.
Right.
So they're saying, you know, if intake gets information on a case, if they find out there's not an allegation of an actual violation, they'll close it and say no violation alleged. Usually if it's opened and it makes it to my desk, it means that they feel like there could be a violation alleged that we need to investigate.
So what you're telling me is you're going to come to the salon tomorrow. If it's open, you're going to go back and report that it's open.
I'm not going to come there personally, no. But I will determine whether you're open or not.
So you're going to take someone else's word for it. I'm just trying to be exactly clear of everything.
Well, I'm not just going to take a regular person's, just a random person's word for it. No, I'll use the local authority's word. Yes, I'll have Dallas Police Department when they go there to enforce whatever they're going to do. I'll have them verify for me whether you're open for business or not.
Okay, so they were going to contact you and say, I'm open for business, and you will say, okay, I'm going to turn her into whomever.
Well, you've already been turned into us. So, I'd give that information internally to us who it's already been turned into.
And then the local authorities will leave.
No, I don't know what the local authorities are doing. I have no authority over that local authority. Their investigation for violations are completely separate than ours.
Okay.
With local authorities, from my understanding, I don't know what they're doing in Dallas and other cities that they say they're fining people, issuing citations, or whatever they're doing. That stuff's criminal. We're not criminal. All we are is we regulate your license, and we deal with the licensing side of it. It's two completely separate deals.
Right.
Deals completely separate than the locals.
Right, but what I'm saying is I don't understand how, if it's two separate entities and I'm complying with everything that TDLR is requiring upon acquisition of the license, how I would be in violation when it comes to TDLR. And I can understand the government sanctions or the local authorities, that might be different. But with TDLR, if I'm in compliance with all of the things that are required in the TDLR handbook, I'm not sure how it involves you.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to ask questions and figure it out. You know, I'm honestly, I understand you have a job to do and you're just trying to call me. I'm wondering.
The governor's the one that said those businesses are shut down. We work for the governor. So if he says you're not supposed to be open and operating, then you're in violation of that.
Correct, but I'm not in violation of any Department of Regulations as far as compliance and sanitation and things that are of that nature.
I'm just telling you, we're enforcing the governor's order.
Okay. Well, you know what? I honestly, I appreciate you calling and giving me a heads up. And could you please tell me your name again? The dogs were loud.
It's Jason DeBoard, DEBORD.
Okay, and this is your personal contact number or your business contact number directly?
This is my work cell, yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Well, Jason, I appreciate you calling, and I guess...
Do you mind if I call you tomorrow? I know you'll probably be busy if you're going to open.
If I can answer, I will. I'm definitely going to try to answer my phone. I'm not going to try to avoid you in any way. Obviously, I'm not trying to avoid anyone in any way.
And I just want to let you know, once I verify whether you're open or not, I can send you. Let me verify the email I have on file. I can send you a copy of each of these complaints. So
okay, that would be great
for your records, and it'll have the case numbers. Let's see. So I have Shelley.Luther@yahoo.com.
Yes, and it's Shelley, Shelley.
Right, that's what I have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so once we see what happens tomorrow, and I verify whether you're open or closed, then I'll be happy to send you each one of these complaints. They keep coming in. So far, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I just have 4.
That's all?
The anonymous ones, there were several.
Right.
They were anonymous. They just lumped them all together as one.
Here, I have a question. Is it just me in violation, or is it my stylist or anyone working in there as well?
Well, right now it's you, but if they're in there working, then individually they could be held responsible for being in violation of it as well, both the business and the individual.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, thank you for your time this evening.
I appreciate it. And I really would say one thing. It would have kind of been nice, since we pay a lot of money and for continuing education and a lot of things to TDLR. Someone from there should have probably spoken up for us to say, hey, they need to work. They need to stay open. They need to feed their families. What can we do to get them back in there?
How do you know someone hasn't or isn't currently?
Well, it's definitely not made public.
Okay.
That's my thing. Someone publicly speaking out and saying, it seems like everybody's hiding behind rules that they're,
No,
everybody's kind of
happens,
unsure.
what happens in all government, a government employee, say myself, say I feel like you guys should be open and you should be able to work under these emergency conditions, with doing all the precautions you could, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm prohibited. I can't, as a government employee, go on my social media and say what my...
Oh, no. That's not what I'm saying. I think TDLR as a whole could make a stand and say, we're doing everything possible we can do to discuss this with the governor, to discuss this with Dallas authorities or whoever it is.
Well, they are.
I've looked at y'all's page and it's not, it definitely is very neutral.
It's not public, but they are gathering information and asking what can be done. And this is the first time this happened for anybody in this country. So
right.
As TDLR, as small as we are compared to the rest of the country, we are evaluating this whole thing and saying, what can we do different? Can we do something in an emergency like this? They're asking for input. They're putting all this together and going to the executives and talking to them about these things.
Mm-hmm.
It is happening. We can't do it publicly. There's nothing really to report.
It's just saying that you're in talks with them and discussing with them all of the safety precautions and all of the sanitation education that stylists have is way above and beyond most of the essential businesses that are open besides medical clinics and hospitals. They have sanitation training, which people at Walmart and Home Depot and drive-through.
You are speaking to the choir. I agree with that statement 100%.
Right. So it's just, that's why it's a little strange to me with just like a couple extra precautions why salons wouldn't be open. And I understand that's not your job and you're just, trying to enforce what's already there. But just speaking as kind of an advocate for, and I don't even have a cosmetology license. I just own the salon. But speaking for my stylists, it would have just been nice to hear TDLR speak out and say, look, we understand that you guys have a huge amount of sanitation training, and we're going to present that and make sure that everyone knows that these are the things that you know.
And this could be the experience, tragedy, pandemic situation they needed to change things, just like all the flooding in Houston prompted TDLR to change rules and regulations, and now they issue emergency tow operator and company licenses so that we can get out-of-state people out here to help with such tragedies.
Right. But Ryan, let me tell you, if I wasn't
something may come out of this. Honestly, I hope it does.
And me too. And if I wouldn't have caused such a big scene, honestly, it wouldn't have.
I said you're talking about licensed professionals who aren't going to be they're not going to be a harm to the general public or anyone, because of exactly what you just said, all the training and everything. I said there's not going to be a risk. It's somebody's personal choice if they want to go see somebody that's professionally trained, maybe in their home, and maybe it can be inspected in a distance virtual thing, like the FaceTime on the phone or something. We can look around and issue an emergency thing, stuff like that.
Correct.
That's been my recommendation. I'm the lowest man. I'm one of the lowest guys all the way down on the totem pole. I'm hoping my recommendations make it up to exec.
Right. Well, I'm hoping they don't. No, I'm just kidding with you, Ryan. But what I'm saying is, the reason why, and I'm not just trying to, I am trying to cause a big scene now, but the reason I am is to open up the communication and get people of authority or people in positions to realize the point of view from the stylist, because it seems like they're not being heard. And I want to open up that bridge of communication, and make sure that these things, because they're saying another pandemic could happen again in the winter, and they might, who knows if they might shut us down again. And it's just, what is happening right now is not okay. So it needs to be handled in a better way to where if it happens again, we're all on the same page.
I understand. I appreciate you explaining all that to me and talking to me about it.
And I appreciate you calling me. And
I honestly don't. When this first started, I asked, I said, what are our prosecutors going to do if we find people working during this, And I haven't talked to a prosecutor directly. I was just asking other people in the agency, and they said, I don't know yet. And by now, that was in the beginning of this. They may already have, because other types of violations, somebody working without a license, somebody being unsanitary, some not posting a license, they have a penalty matrix. They already know.
Correct. Well, because there's a precedence. Well, one of the main reasons that I wanted to open my salon is because my stylists were coming to me saying, we're out of money. Should we just work and go to people's houses? And I said, absolutely not. Come to the salon. We'll put in all the safety protocol that CDC recommends. And I want to make sure that you guys are safe and that your clients are safe. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to open up. And I don't want to do it, underground or hiding from anybody or feeling like we're doing anything wrong. But our stylist and me personally, but mostly my stylist and a lot of stylists, they're out of money and out of time. And when I read Governor Abbott's, we might open you guys May 1st, but then it'll take you guys a week to maybe get ready for this. It's like the goalposts keep getting pushed back further and further and further. And there's no definite date. In Dallas, my salon being in Dallas County, it seems to be the trickiest one right now so far. And my salon's 3,600 square feet. I might have 10 people in there at one time, maybe, on a good day.
I heard a rumor, I haven't seen it online, that the city of Colleyville, which is in Tarrant County, is the city itself is allowing their
absolutely
salons to open.
So and that's what's frustrating, because how is it okay in Colleyville but not where we are? It's just, that's the problem that we've had from the beginning, and people, talking about essential and non-essential, and it's kind of degrading for people to call hairstylists non-essential. Yeah, people might not need their hair done, but the work is essential to them, and they take a lot of pride in it, and obviously for the income. So why is it okay for Colleyville? So right now, TDLR can't go to Colleyville, but they can step across a county line or a city line and give someone a ticket.
I didn't say we can't go to Colleyville.
Well, Colleyville right now is not the salons are open.
That's what I've heard.
Right.
I didn't say we're not doing anything about it.
No. But I don't even want to involve anybody else, because this is about, I'm not here to tell on anybody or do whatever. But I'm looking from the outside of the box going, okay, so Colleyville's here and whatever city is right next to it. You can cross a street and penalize somebody and, take away their license and fine them, and then cross the street to Colleyville and say, hey, you guys are doing a great job. You see what I'm seeing from outside of the box?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
And so I understand this is all new and there's no precedence, but man, none of the politicians agree with each other. It's all, well, maybe it's this, well, maybe it's that. And we have mayors of major cities going to get their nails done, and there's pictures of it everywhere.
Trust me, I have three family members home out of work, so I understand.
Right. So it's it's just frustrating on this side, getting no communication except for you're not coming back. And we don't know when, and it keeps getting pushed back. And I know this has nothing to do with you. It's just your job to come say, yeah, she's not doing what she's supposed to be doing, whether you want to or not. And whether I'm a nice person or not, or feel like I'm doing the right thing. But I would like you to know that in my heart, I do feel like I'm doing the right thing and not just taking a stand because I'm a big bully and I can do what I want. I want my stylist to earn money in a safe manner, that is not going to spread the virus. And they're not getting help from the government in any way. None of us are. I've received $0. From all the loans, unemployment, everything that I have applied for, $0. So I paid my salon lease because they would not give me a break instead of my mortgage.
Yes. I hate to hear that.
Well, I'm glad that we were able to talk and have a discussion.
I understand where you're coming from completely. Yeah, everything you said makes sense. I wish you guys the best of luck. I wish the whole industry the best of luck. I wish the service industry, everybody. I'll let you go this evening. Thank you for taking my call so late. I'll reach out tomorrow I'm sure whether I call them, see, that's what we're doing. Usually when I get these, I just send a local authority, regardless of what city it is. Some cities are using code enforcement to verify it. Some are using fire departments. Some are using police departments. And that's what I'll do. I'll just verify with them. And then I'll be back in touch with you. Okay?
Okay. Well, if you tell them to please come find me, we're not letting anyone in the salon that does not have a mask or an appointment. That's part of our, one of our regulations as far as trying to keep the virus under control. So they'll have to tell one of the guys at the door to come get me, and I will be more than happy to come out and talk to them.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.